Subtitles are training wheels, and you've been riding them so long, your listening muscles are literally shrinking. If you're good at English, but freeze the moment someone speaks fast, you're not learning. You're hiding. Quick mini test. If I remove subtitles right now, do you feel a tiny panic in your chest? Be honest. That panic is the truth. Here's the trap. Subtitles make you feel smart because you understand the story. But your brain is cheating. You're reading. You're not listening. And reading will never teach your ear to catch real speech at real speed. Another test. Answer in your head. When you watch a video with subtitles, can you repeat one sentence out loud the moment it ends? Not the idea. The sentence. If your answer is, kind of, that's not kind of. That's no. I'm not saying subtitles are evil. I'm saying you're using them like a crutch. And the longer you lean on a crutch, the weaker your leg becomes. Some people don't want to hear that. Soft people will get offended. Serious people will fix it. Let me show you the exact pain, because you've lived it. You watch a show. You understand everything. You feel confident. Then a real person talks to you. They say, "Hey, are you free later? We might grab something real quick." And your brain goes, "I, free, later, grab." Then silence. You smile. You nod like a clown. You say, "Yes, yes." And after they walk away, you're mad at yourself. Why? Because you weren't listening when you were practicing. You were reading captions like it's a book. Here's the ugly truth. Comprehension with subtitles is not listening skill. It's reading skill plus guessing. That's it. Shock line. If you can't understand without subtitles, you don't understand English. You understand text. Now pause for 5 seconds and ask yourself, how many hours have you spent learning English while reading subtitles? Hundreds? Thousands? And you're still not fluent? That's not bad luck. That's the system you trained. Let's go deeper. This is where most learners get stuck forever. Your goal isn't to understand every word. Your goal is to recognize chunks automatically. Chunks are groups of words native speakers say as one unit, not word by word like a robot, chunk by chunk like music. Mini test. Which sounds more like real speech? A. Do you want to go out later? B. Do you want to go out later? If you're training with subtitles, you're training your brain for A. But the world speaks in B. Another punch. When you read subtitles, your eyes get the meaning first. Your ears become lazy. The audio becomes background noise. And that's why you can understand, but can't reproduce. Because you never built the ear-to-mouth connection. Let me give you a real-life example you've probably heard in movies. In a film, someone says, "I'm gonna head out." Subtitles show, "I'm going to leave." But what you actually hear is, "I'm gonna head out." Now question. When you remove subtitles, can you even recognize that head out is head out? If not, you don't have a vocabulary problem. You have an ear problem. And here's the part that hurts. The only way to fix an ear problem is to force your ear to work. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. So I'm going to give you a system. It's simple. It's not cute. It works because it's active. And if you actually do it, you'll feel improvement fast. If you don't do it, don't complain. Because then you chose comfort over progress. Ready? One question first. How long do you practice listening each day? Be real. Is it focused listening? Or is it Netflix with subtitles while you scroll your phone? Exactly. Here's the active listening system. You only need 2 minutes to start, but you need to do it the right way. Step 1. 30 seconds listen. No subtitles. Not 10 minutes. Not a whole episode. 30 seconds. Short enough that your brain can't run away. Mini test. Pick one clip, and before you press play, ask, can I catch the rhythm? Not the words, the rhythm. Because rhythm is your doorway into meaning. Step 2. Repeat the rhythm, not the words. This is where most people mess up. They try to repeat exact words, and they fail, and they quit. Weak strategy. I want you to imitate the sound like music, like you're copying a melody, even if you don't know the words. Example. You hear, what you doin'? Don't stop and spell it. Just copy the sound. Watch a do in. Your mouth learns the shape. Your ear learns the pattern. Quick question. Have you ever copied a song in another language without knowing the meaning? Yes. And you still copied the sound. That's the skill we're using. Step 3. Catch 3 keywords. Only 3. Not every word. If you try to catch everything, you catch nothing. I'll prove it. Listen to this line. I can't make it tonight. I'm swamped at work. 3 keywords could be can't, tonight, work. That's enough to rebuild meaning. Mini test. If you heard swamped, would you panic? Don't. Ignore it. Catch work. Stay calm. Calm learners win. Panicky learners quit. Step 4. Rebuild the meaning in your own sentence. Not the subtitle sentence. Your sentence. If your 3 words are can't, tonight, work, your sentence could be, sorry, I'm busy with work tonight. Boom. Meaning built. Listening becomes usable. And now the magic. After you rebuild meaning, you listen again. Same 30 seconds. And suddenly, the audio is clearer. Because your brain now has a map. You're not lost. This is how you go from noise to language. Let's add a small story so you understand why this matters. I used to meet learners who could score high on tests, but couldn't handle a simple cashier conversation. Cashier, do you want a receipt? Learner, yes, I want a what? Cashier repeats faster. Receipt? Learner freezes. And later they tell me, I watched English videos for 2 years. Yeah, with subtitles. You watched, you read, you guessed. You didn't train. Now you're going to train. Another pattern interrupt. If you're feeling uncomfortable right now, good. That discomfort is your weakness leaving your body. Most people run back to subtitles the moment they feel dumb. Don't be most people. One more thing before we go into exercises. Choose content that matches your level. If you pick a clip that's way too hard, you'll drown. This is training, not torture. Rule: if in 30 seconds you can't catch 3 keywords, even after replaying twice, the clip is too hard. Drop the difficulty. Smart people adjust. Ego people suffer. And yes, I'm calling out ego because ego loves subtitles. Ego wants to feel fluent without doing the work. Now, in the next part, I'm going to give you 2 exercises you can do tonight. One that builds rhythm like a musician, and one that forces your brain to summarize like a real speaker. And I'll show you 3 real dialogue examples. One every day, one workplace, one movie fast, so you can copy the method exactly, not kind of. Keep watching, because if you skip the exercises, you'll stay stuck in the same loop. Watch, read, feel smart, stay weak. Good, now we make this practical, because motivation is cheap and subtitles are addictive. Tonight, you're going to do 2 exercises that force your ears to work, and you're going to do them in a way that keeps you from rage quitting. First exercise: shadow rhythm, not shadow words. Shadow rhythm. Here's how you do it with any clip: YouTube, Netflix, podcasts, anything. But pick something with real dialogue, not a lecture. You play 5 to 7 seconds. You pause. You copy the sound like a musician copying a drum beat. Your goal is to match the timing, the stress, and the rise and fall of the voice. Mini test right now. Say this sentence 2 ways out loud. Way 1. Robot. I don't know what you mean. Way 2. Real. I don't know what you mean. Hear the difference? The second one flows. It's one chunk. That flow is what you're training. Here's a real, everyday dialogue. Imagine you're in a cafe. Person A: you want anything to drink? Person B: nah, I'm good. Just water's fine. With subtitles on, you understand it. With subtitles off, your ears need to catch the chunks. You want anything to drink? Nah, I'm good. Just water's fine. Now do the rhythm shadow. First pass: don't care about words. Copy the melody. Second pass: catch just 3 keywords. Example: drink, good, water. Third pass: rebuild one sentence. No thanks, I'll just have water. That's it. That's active listening. Pattern interrupt. If your brain screams, but I don't know the exact words. Good. Your brain is detoxing. Keep going. Second exercise: 3 words summary. Then 1 sentence summary. This is the exercise that stops you from being a passive consumer. The rules are strict. After 30 seconds of listening, you must write or say 3 words. Then you must say 1 sentence in your own English. Not the original sentence, your sentence. Because in real life, nobody asks you to repeat exactly. They ask you to respond. Let me show you with a workplace example. Coworker: can you send me that file by end of day? The client's asking again. Maybe you didn't catch everything. Fine. Catch 3 words. Send, file, today. 1 sentence. Sure, I'll send the file today. Mini test. Did you notice you don't need to catch end of day perfectly? Today is close enough to act. Fluency is action, not perfection. Now let's do a faster, movie-style line. This is where subtitle addicts collapse. In a typical movie, someone says, "Look, I'm not trying to start a fight, okay? I'm just saying we need to be careful." What you actually hear is, "Look, I'm not trying to start a fight, okay? I'm just saying we need to be careful." Three keywords: fight, saying, careful. One sentence: I'm not arguing. I just want us to be careful. That's active listening in real speed. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I still miss a lot. Yes, in the beginning, you will. That's the whole point. If you understand everything on the first try, you're not training. You're coasting. Here's the system for tonight, step by step, so you don't kinda do it and then lie to yourself. Tonight's 2-minute plan: choose one clip, one, not 5. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Do 30 seconds with no subtitles. Replay the first 5 to 7 seconds and shadow rhythm twice. Catch 3 keywords from the 30 seconds. Say one sentence summary out loud. That's your minimum. 2 minutes. No excuses. Pattern interrupt question: are you really too busy for 2 minutes, or are you just too comfortable? Now let's make it easier to start. Because the biggest enemy isn't difficulty, it's friction. So remove friction. Do this. Save a listening gym playlist with 10 short clips you like. Make them 30 to 60 seconds each. Put it on your phone home screen. If it takes you more than 10 seconds to start, you'll procrastinate. That's human nature. Design around it. Now, one more truth. Subtitles can still be used, but only after you've worked. The correct order is: no subtitles first. Force the ear. Repeat and rebuild meaning. Only then, quick subtitle check for 10 seconds to confirm what you missed. Turn them off again. If you do subtitles first, your ear does nothing. You already know this. You just don't want to give up comfort. Let's add one more real-life dialogue example. This one is travel, because a lot of you watching are in countries where English is a tool for work, study, immigration, and survival. Airport staff: can you step aside for a second? We need to check your bag. You might hear, can you step aside for a sec? We need to check your bag. 3 keywords: step, check, bag. One sentence: okay, I'll step aside. You can check my bag. That's functional English. That's what you need in the real world. Now here's the mindset shift that keeps you from quitting. Your ear is not broken. It's untrained. When you first go to the gym, your muscles shake. That doesn't mean you're weak forever. It means you just started. The only people who fail are the ones who get embarrassed and run back to the couch. Back to subtitles. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to choose clips at the perfect difficulty so you improve fast. And I'll give you a simple scoring method so you can track progress without guessing. Because if you can measure it, you can grow it. Now we make sure you don't train wrong. Because a lot of people finally turn off subtitles, then choose content that's way too hard, then conclude, I'm terrible at listening. No, you just picked a weight you can't lift. Here's the difficulty rule that actually works. If you can't catch 3 keywords after 2 replays of the same 30 seconds, the clip is too hard. Drop the difficulty immediately. That's not giving up. That's intelligent training. Only insecure people turn learning into suffering. So, how do you choose the right clip? Use the 70 rule. You should understand about 70 of the meaning after your rebuild sentence. Not 20, too hard, you drown. Not 95, too easy, you coast. Mini test. When you finish your 30 seconds, can you answer this question in your own words? What is happening? If yes, you're in the zone. If no, lower it. Now let's build a simple scoring system so you can track progress without guessing, because "I think I improved" is how people lie to themselves. Your listening score 0-10. Per clip, plus 3 points. You caught 3 keywords correctly. Plus 3 points. Your one-sentence summary matches the meaning. Plus 2 points. You can shadow the rhythm smoothly. No big pauses. Plus 2 points. You can repeat one short chunk, 3 to 6 words, clearly. Total possible. 10. If today you're at 410, great. That's a baseline. In 2 weeks, if you're still at 4, your method is wrong or your consistency is fake. Pattern interrupt question. Do you actually track anything in your learning? Or do you just watch stuff and hope magic happens? Exactly. Now let's talk about the biggest lie subtitle addicts tell. I'll turn off subtitles when I'm better. No, you get better by turning them off. That's like saying, I'll start going to the gym when I'm strong. Weak logic, weak results. So we're going to use a staircase approach. Less subtitles over time, but always ear first. Staircase plan. 7 days. Day 1 to 2. No subtitles first, then 10-second subtitle check, then off again. Day 3 to 4. No subtitles twice before any subtitle check. Day 5 to 6. No subtitles only. Use transcript only after you finish. Day 7. No subtitles, and you retell the clip in 2 sentences. If you're thinking, that sounds hard, good. Hard is where change happens. Comfort is where your English dies. Now let's address the real reason you love subtitles. Fear of missing information. You feel like if you don't understand every word, you're wasting time. But here's the punch. Subtitles waste more time long-term because they block the skill you actually need. Mini story. I've seen learners binge shows for years and still struggle with a simple phone call. They were entertained, not trained. Don't be that person. Now, let's upgrade your 3 keywords step so it becomes laser accurate. There are 3 types of words you should hunt. Nouns, who, what. Client, meeting, bag, receipt. Verbs, action. Send, check. Grab, need. Time/negation, context. Today, later, can't, didn't. If your 3 words cover these categories, you can rebuild meaning even if you miss everything else. Mini test. You hear, I'm running late, can we push it back? 3 words. Late, push, back. Your sentence. I'm late. Can we do it later? That's real listening. Now, the next trap, trying to translate in your head. If you're translating word by word, you will always be slow. Your ear will always feel behind. So here's a simple rule. No translation during the 30 seconds. Only meaning. Meaning is pictures in your head, not words in your native language. If you catch airport, check, swatch bag, you should see a picture. Staff checking your bag. That's it. Pattern interrupt. If you force translation, you will never keep up with real speech. Real speech doesn't wait for your dictionary. Now let's add a mini drill that crushes translation. The 1-second pause. Play the clip. Every time you pause, you only allow yourself 1 second to decide the meaning. Then you must speak your summary sentence. No overthinking. No perfection. This trains speed. Because in real life, you don't get to pause humans. Now, what content is best for this training? Best, everyday dialogue clips, interviews, reality shows, vlogs with natural speech. Okay, movies. Fast, messy, sometimes unrealistic, but good for rhythm. Worst, slow lectures where people speak like a textbook. It's not real listening pressure. If you're in a country where English matters for jobs, India, Philippines, Vietnam, Brazil, Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, anywhere, your biggest gain comes from understanding everyday speed. That's what makes you confident. Here's another real-life example that people mess up all the time. Friend, I'm down if you are. Many learners hear noise, but it's a chunk meaning, I agree, I'm willing. 3 keywords, down, if, you. 1 sentence, sure, I'm in, if you want to. Now you're not just understanding, you can respond. And that's the real goal, responsibility. Next, I'm going to show you how to force your mouth to connect to your ear, so you stop being the person who understands but can't speak. Because listening without output still leaves you weak. We're going to add a simple speaking layer that takes 60 seconds and changes everything. Now we connect the ear to the mouth, because this is where subtitle addicts get exposed. They understand, but when they try to speak, nothing comes out. That's because you trained input with your eyes, not with your ears, and you trained zero output. So here's the missing bridge. Micro output. 60 seconds. Every day. The rule is brutal and simple. After each 30-second listening round, you must produce something out loud. Not in your head. Out loud. Your mouth is part of the training. Mini test. When you finish listening, do you immediately reach for replay, or do you try to say something first? Most people replay. That's avoidance. You're scared to be wrong. Get over it. Micro output has 3 levels. You start at level 1 and you climb. Level 1. 1-sentence summary. You already have this. Level 2. 1 sentence plus 1 follow-up question. Level 3. 2 sentences plus 1 opinion. Why this works? Real conversations are not summaries. They're back and forth. Your brain needs to practice that pattern. Let's do it with the earlier workplace line. Can you send me that file by end of day? The client's asking again. Level 1 summary. Sure, I'll send the file today. Level 2. Add question. Do you need it in PDF or Word? Level 3. Add opinion. I'll send it today. This client sounds impatient, so it's better to reply fast. Notice what happened. You just moved from passive understanding to active participation. That's fluency. Pattern interrupt question. When was the last time you asked a follow-up question in English without translating first? Exactly. That's why we train it. Now, here's the most effective drill for ear-to-mouth connection. The echo plus upgrade. How it works. Echo a short chunk exactly, 3 to 6 words. Upgrade it into your own sentence. Example from everyday speech. Clip. I'm just messing with you. Echo chunk. Just messing with you. Upgrade sentence. Relax. I'm joking. And this drill is powerful because it forces you to hold sound in memory, then convert meaning into your own words. That is literally what your brain must do in real conversation. Mini test. Can you echo 4 words after one listen? If not, that's normal. Start with 2 to 3 words. Build up. Now let's use a real-life movie speed line again, because people love to hide from speed. Clip. We're gonna be late. Let's bounce. Echo chunk. Let's bounce. Upgrade. Let's go right now. That's how you learn slang without drowning in subtitles. Here's another everyday dialogue example. Super common. Person A. How's it going? Person B. Can't complain, just busy. If you're a subtitle addict, you might know the words, but you don't own the rhythm. Echo chunk. Can't complain. Upgrade. I'm good, just busy. Now, a huge warning. Don't obsess over perfect pronunciation. Obsess over timing and stress. Native speakers forgive accents. They don't forgive robotic rhythm that makes you hard to understand. Shockline. You can have perfect grammar and still sound confusing if your rhythm is dead. So when you shadow, you're not trying to be American, British, Australian, whatever. You're trying to sound alive. Here's a simple way to train stress. Take this sentence. I didn't say you stole the money. Depending on stress, the meaning changes. I didn't say you stole the money. Someone else said it. I didn't say you stole the money. Someone else stole it. I didn't say you stole the money. Maybe you borrowed it. Mini test. Say it 3 ways. Feel how stress changes meaning. That's why listening is more than words. Now we add one more retention tool that keeps people hooked in your videos and also keeps you hooked in your learning. Mini challenges. Tonight's challenge? Pick a 30-second clip. After your second listen, record a voice note answering, "What happened?" and "What would I do?" Example with travel. Clip, meaning airport staff checking bag. What happened? They asked me to step aside so they can check my bag. What would I do? I'd step aside and cooperate. That's it. Simple, real, useful. Now let's talk about the emotional part, because learning isn't just technique, it's identity. The reason you cling to subtitles is because they protect your ego. With subtitles, you feel fluent. Without them, you feel stupid. So you avoid the feeling. But growth requires that feeling. If you can't tolerate 30 seconds of confusion, you'll never tolerate real conversation. Real conversation is messy. People interrupt, they mumble, they use slang, and nobody pauses for you. Pattern interrupt. Are you learning English for comfort or for freedom? Because if you want freedom, jobs, travel, study, confidence, you can't be addicted to training wheels. Now, a practical schedule that fits any country, any lifestyle, any time zone. Daily 2+1 routine. 2 minutes, active listening. 30 seconds, X 2 to 3 rounds. 1 minute, micro output, echo plus upgrade plus 1 question. Total, 3 minutes. That's it. If you can't do 3 minutes, don't tell me you really want to learn English. You want the fantasy, not the work. Now, next, we're going to solve the last big problem. You do this for a few days, then you fall back into subtitles because you get bored or you feel stuck. I'm going to give you a simple progression map. What to do when it gets easy, what to do when it gets hard, and how to build a habit that survives your lazy days. Here's how people fall back into subtitles. They rely on willpower. Willpower is garbage. It dies the moment you're tired, stressed, or bored. So you need a progression map, something brain-dead simple that tells you exactly what to do when it's easy, when it's hard, and when you're lazy. First, the too easy problem. If your clip feels easy and you're scoring 8 to 10 consistently, don't celebrate and binge Netflix. Upgrade the difficulty in a controlled way. Upgrade options. Choose one, not all. Faster speaker, vlogs, interviews, debates. More noise, quiet room, cafe noise, street interviews. Less repetition, from 3 replays down to 2. More output, 1 sentence, 2 sentences. Mini test, which one scares you the most? That's the one you need. Comfort is the enemy. Second, the too hard problem. This is where people panic and run back to subtitles. Don't. Use the rescue plan. Rescue plan. Pick one. Shorten the clip to 10 to 15 seconds. Switch to an easier speaker. Keep the same clip, but only hunt for nouns, people/places, things. Use pause after every sentence mode for 1 round, then remove pauses again. Shock line. Quitting a clip is not failure. Quitting the habit is failure. Now let's fix the biggest killer of consistency: boredom. Most learners train the same way every day until their brain says, nope. So you rotate the drill, not the goal. Same goal, better listening. Different drill, keeps it fresh. Rotation system, 7 days, repeats forever. Day 1, shadow rhythm, plus 3 keywords, plus 1 sentence. Day 2, echo plus upgrade, plus 1 follow-up question. Day 3, 3-word summary, 1 sentence, 2 sentence. Retell. Day 4, 1 second pause. Drill. Speed. Meaning, no translation. Day 5, chunk hunting. Write 5 chunks you heard, like I'm gonna, you wanna, kinda, let's just. Day 6, noise day. Train with background sound. Day 7. Real life simulation. Listen once, respond once, no replay. Mini test. Did you notice day 7 has no replay? That's deliberate. That's where you become dangerous in real conversations. Now, we need to talk about the subtitle addiction loop, because it's not only habit, it's dopamine. Subtitles give you instant reward. I understood. Active listening gives delayed reward. I worked for it. Your brain prefers instant reward. That's why you keep watching instead of training. So we create a deal. Entertainment must be earned. Rule: if you want to watch with subtitles for fun, you first do 3 minutes of active listening. Earn your entertainment. This single rule flips your identity. You go from I feel guilty to I pay first, then I enjoy. Pattern interrupt question. Are you consuming English or are you training English? Because consuming makes you feel productive. Training makes you productive. Now let's add a simple habit trigger so you don't depend on motivation. Pick a trigger you already do daily. Brushing teeth, making coffee/tea, commuting lunch break before sleep. Attach the routine. Trigger: 3 minutes listening gym. Done. Example: after brushing teeth at night, you do one 30-second clip, thus micro output. Then you sleep. No negotiation. If you wait for the right time, you will fail. The right time is the time you already have. Now, what if you live in a busy home, loud environment, shared room? Good. That's real life. Train with it. Use earphones, keep clips short, and focus on rhythm. Rhythm survives noise better than words. Mini story. I've seen people improve faster training on buses than in quiet rooms, because buses force you to listen actively. Quiet rooms allow lazy listening. Life doesn't happen in quiet rooms. Now let's solve another trap. People pick random content, so their brain never builds a library of familiar chunks. We want repetition with variation. Choose 3 anchor topics you care about: work, business relationships, travel fitness, health tech, gaming school, study, then build a playlist of 10 clips per topic. You rotate. The repeated themes give you repeated chunks. Repeated chunks become automatic. Automatic chunks become fluency. Example chunks you'll start hearing everywhere. To be honest, I'm not sure. It depends. Let me see. Hold on. No worries. I mean, mini test. How many of those do you currently understand instantly without thinking? If it's not most of them, you need chunk training. Now, here's a real-world stuck scenario. You can understand your training clips, but real people still sound impossible. That's normal, because real people are messier. They cut words, swallow sounds, and speak with emotion. So you add one drill: emotion copy. Pick one line and copy it with emotion, not as a robot. Line: are you serious right now? Say it annoyed. Say it joking. Say it shocked. When you copy emotion, your brain learns the real shape of the sentence, not the textbook version. Pattern interrupt. You don't speak English. You perform English. Perform it better. Now, Next, we're going to clean up the biggest confusion people have. What am I supposed to listen for? They chase every word and drown. I'm going to give you a listening checklist, exactly what to focus on in the first 5 seconds, the middle, and the last 5 seconds, so you stop listening like a scared beginner and start listening like a hunter. Now you're going to stop listening like a scared student and start listening like a hunter. Because most people listen by chasing every word. That's why they drown. Real listening is selective. You focus on the signals that carry meaning. Then your brain fills the gaps. Here's the listening checklist. Same 30-second clip. Different focus depending on the moment. First 5 seconds. Hunt the topic. Your only job is to answer, what are we talking about? You're not allowed to panic about details yet. Signals that reveal topic. A noun. Meeting, money, flight, dinner, exam. A person. My boss, my mom, the client. A place. Airport, office, home. Mini test. If the first 5 seconds are unclear, do you instantly give up? Don't. Replay only the first 5 seconds and hunt one noun. 1. That's enough to anchor meaning. Middle 20 seconds. Hunt the action. Now you ask, what is happening? What do they want? What's the problem? Action signals. Verbs. Need, want, think, go, send, check, wait. Modals. Can, can't, should, might, gonna. Negation. Don't, didn't, won't. This is why chunk training matters. Because in real speech, action words get smashed together. Can you becomes kanya. Going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. Have to becomes hafta. Shock line. If you're waiting to hear perfect dictionary words, you'll wait forever. Last 5 seconds. Hunt the outcome. Ask, so what? What's the decision? What happens next? Outcome signals. Agreement/disagreement. Okay, sure. No, I don't think so. Next step. Let's do it. I'll call you. See you then. I'll send it. Emotion. Fine. Whatever. Seriously. Thank you. Mini test. After your clip ends, can you answer, what's the outcome? In one sentence? If not, your brain is listening to noise, not structure. Now let's apply this checklist to 3 realistic scenarios, the kind you'll actually face. Scenario 1. Everyday plans. Audio. Hey, are you free later? We might grab something real quick. I'm starving. First 5 seconds topic. Free later. Plans. Time. Middle action. Grab something. Eating. Last outcome. I'm starving. Urgency. 3. Keywords. Free. Grab. Starving. One sentence. Are you free later? I want to get food. I'm really hungry. Now, micro output upgrade. Add a follow-up question. Where do you want to go? That's conversation. Scenario 2. Work pressure. Audio. The client's asking again. Can you send the updated version before the meeting? Topic. Client. Meeting. Action. Send updated version. Outcome. before the meeting. Deadline. 3 keywords: client, send, meeting. 1 sentence: yes, I'll send the updated version before the meeting. Follow-up question: do you want the slides or the full document? Now you're useful, not just a learner. Scenario 3. Movie speed conflict. Audio. I'm not trying to blame you. I'm just saying we need to fix this before it gets worse. Topic: blame. Conflict. Action: fix this. Outcome: before it gets worse. Urgency. 3 keywords: blame, fix, worse. 1 sentence: I'm not blaming you. I just want to fix it before it gets worse. Opinion add-on. We should talk calmly and decide what to do next. Notice something? Even if you didn't catch every word, you can still respond like a real human. That is the whole point. Now, here's the next level. Stop hunting random words. Hunt power chunks. Power chunks are phrases that carry meaning and show up everywhere. When your ear recognizes them, speech becomes clearer instantly. Power chunk list. Start with these. To be honest, I mean, kind of, sorta, you know, hold on, right now, at the end of the day, as soon as possible. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying, I'm not sure. There's no way. I don't really care. That makes sense. Mini test. Can you hear I'm just saying as one chunk, or do you hear I'm just saying like 3 separate words? If it's separate, you need more rhythm shadowing. Here's a drill that makes power chunks automatic. Chunk bingo. You write 6 chunks on a note. I mean, you know, hold on, right now, I'm just saying, it depends. Then you listen to a clip and you try to hit as many as possible, like a game. Pattern interrupt. If you can't make learning playful, you'll burn out. Serious doesn't mean miserable. Now, let's fix the I can't understand accents excuse. Accents are real, but most of your problem is not accent, it's reduction. Native speakers reduce sounds. Every accent does it. So instead of blaming accent, you train reductions. Did you? Didja? Got to? Gotta? Give me? Gimme? Let me? Lemme? What are you? Whatcha? Going to? Gonna? Tonight, pick one reduction and hunt it in 3 clips. Just one. Your ear will suddenly unlock a bunch of speech you thought was impossible. Mini test. Can you hear gonna clearly now that you're looking for it? That's the power of attention. Now, the biggest retention killer inside your own mind is this sentence. I missed a word, so I'm lost. That's beginner thinking. Real listeners miss words all the time. They keep going because they track meaning, not perfection. So here's your new rule. If you miss something, do not rewind immediately. Keep listening to the end first. Then rebuild meaning. Then rewind if needed. This trains resilience. Without resilience, you panic in real conversation. Next, We're going to close the loop with a final 7-day challenge you can start today. And I'll give you a clean, hard ending that forces you to choose subtitles as comfort or active listening as freedom. If you've stayed with me this far, you already know the truth. Subtitles aren't helping you learn, they're helping you avoid feeling stupid. And that's the deal you've been making every day. Comfort now, weakness later. So here's the ending I want burned into your brain. You don't need more English content. You need an English training system. Because content is infinite. Your time and focus are not. Let's lock the whole method into one simple routine you can start tonight. No excuses, no fancy tools, no, I'll do it tomorrow. Tonight's 7-minute challenge. Yes, 7 minutes. If you can scroll for an hour, you can do this. Pick one clip, 32 to 60 seconds, natural speech. Listen once with no subtitles. Shadow rhythm for 10 seconds. Copy the melody, not the words. Listen again. Catch 3 keywords. Say one sentence summary out loud. Add one follow-up question out loud. Listen one last time. Then do a 2-sentence retell. That's it. That's your no subtitle detox session. Mini test. Are you already negotiating in your head? 7 minutes is a lot. No, you're just addicted. And addicts always negotiate. Now, here's the 7-day plan that turns this into a real habit, not a motivational moment. Day 1. 3 keywords, plus 1-sentence summary. Day 2. 3 keywords, plus 1 sentence, plus 1 question. Day 3. Shadow rhythm, plus echo. 1. Chunk, plus 1 sentence. Day 4. 1-second pause. Drill. Decide meaning fast. Day 5. Chunk hunting. Find 5 power chunks in 1 clip. Day 6. Noise day. Train with background sound. Day 7. Real-life simulation. Listen once. Respond once. No replay. If you do this for 7 days, you will feel it. Not maybe. You will feel it, because your ear starts recognizing chunks automatically. And once that happens, English stops sounding like noise. It starts sounding like intention. Here's the most important mindset switch to keep you from relapsing. Stop asking, "Did I understand everything?" Start asking, "Can I respond?" Because in the real world, nobody cares if you caught every word. They care if you can function. They care if you can answer, ask, clarify, and move forward. And yes, you will miss words. You will misunderstand sometimes. That's normal. Even native speakers mishear each other all the time. Real conversation looks like this. Sorry, what did you say? Can you repeat that? Do you mean, let me make sure I understand? Those are not signs of weakness. Those are signs of a real listener. Here's a quick script you should memorize tonight because it saves you in every conversation. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? I heard ek and yakok. Did you mean aki? Give me a second, I'm thinking. Mini test. Can you say those lines smoothly right now without reading? If not, say them 10 times. You're building survival skills. Now I'm going to say something that will offend lazy learners. If you keep subtitles on forever, you're choosing to stay dependent. You're choosing to stay in the safe zone. And the safe zone feels nice until you actually need English. Job interview, client call, airport problem, a real relationship, moving to another country. Then your learning collapses. This is why the trap is so dangerous. Subtitles create fake progress. Fake progress is worse than no progress because it makes you stop searching for the real solution. And look, if you truly need subtitles to enjoy a show, fine. Enjoy it, but earn it. Pay the price first. 3 minutes of active listening before entertainment. That one rule will change your life because it makes you the kind of person who trains before consuming. Now, let me give you one last punchy reminder of the structure you've learned so your brain doesn't forget tomorrow. Listen, no subs. Copy rhythm. Catch 3 keywords. Rebuild meaning in your sentence. Speak. Summary plus question. Repeat. That's the loop. That's the system. That's active listening. And if you want proof you're improving, don't rely on feelings. Use the score. Keywords correct? Summary accurate? Rhythm smoother? Chunk echoed? If those go up, you're winning. Now, final pattern. Interrupt question. Answer honestly. Are you learning English? Or are you hiding behind subtitles because you hate feeling like a beginner? Because you can't be fluent while protecting your ego. Fluency belongs to people who can look stupid for a while and keep going anyway. So here's the hard close. Subtitles make you comfortable. Active listening makes you free. Choose one. Try the 7-minute challenge tonight. If you're addicted to subtitles, admit it and cut it. One clip, no subtitles, 3 keywords, 1 sentence, 1 question. Do it now, not someday.